Where my hand at? Let's see if you feel like this. We got that guy. He made us feel it was his plan that we live blessed. Nothing to again. We were restrained. Nothing to again. We found. We went to live by it all. But I can't fall. I can't be checked to fall. Give it my all. Do it my will. We did. Where my help? Get back to Eden. Yeah, sing it to somebody. Get back to Eden. On top of the world. Tell somebody and say, get back to Eden. On top of the world. Let's get it.
Does everybody come on live now? Could you come on? Could you come on with your prayer, Shaw? If you're ready to open up in prayer. Okay, that's why my sound wasn't sounding well. Okay. All right. I need everyone. You can come on live. Come on live with your prayer, Shaw. Y'all know how we do it. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
All right. What? Okay. Hallelujah. 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 It's important. Rabbi Dr. Makeda Deboya, Yisrael, I want to do something since we didn't come on yesterday. Do you have the Friday evening prayer for the Shabbat? Do you have that at your disposal? Rabbi? You haven't? Okay. Would you mind unmuting and say the Friday evening Shabbat prayer, and then we would go into the afternoon Shabbat prayer and go from there. If you're able to unmute and hallelujah.
I can speak it from.
What happened?
It's good. I can't. Then Friday.
Yeah, the Friday evening.
I have it as. Let me see. Friday. It just says. It's noon.
You don't have the evening?
No, it just says noon. I don't know why.
Wow.
It
Okay.
says daily noon prayer.
Do you have the Saturday noon? Shabbat noon?
I have the Saturday Sabbath noon. Yes.
Okay. I'll say the Friday and then you say the Saturday, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
All right. All right. Shema Yashael Yahuwah Elohinu Yahuwah Ekaru Avata Yahuwah Elohaka Vikoel Vika Vikoel Nefishka Vikoel Meloka Vihavakal Alrika Kamoka Bihashamam Bihasham Yahusha Hamasha Barukata Yahuwah Tesavo Bara Hashamayam Vi Aret Elohekam Shel Avraham, Yitzhak, Yaqob, Elohanu, Al Kadesh, Echad, Yashael, Elohea, Yeshai, Asher Natan Lanu, Harak Yahad, Rabbi Yahuwah, Elohim, Amin. Hear now and do Yashael, Yahuwah, Elohim, Yahuwah is one. You shall love Yahuwah, your Elohim, with all your heart, with all your soul, with all yourself. And you shall love your neighbor as yourself in the name of Yahuwah HaMashiach. Blessed are you, Yahuwah of the armies, creator of the heavens and earth, the Elohim of Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaqob, Elohim, the Holy One of Yashael, my El, and my salvation, for giving us the spirit of unity in Yahuwah. Amen. Okay.
Baruch,
Saturday.
sure. Baruch atah Ha'ua Yahuwah Hamvarek La'olam Vaed Asha Natan Lanu Et Pasak HaMishiach Shamayim Be Mishiach. Blessed are ye, Yahuwah, forever and ever, for giving us the doorway to the kingdom of heaven in Messiah.
Okay, let's start that again. The School of Prophets, we're going to begin registering around in August. For those that want to continue. One of the classes we're going to teach is the Hebrew alphabet, the Aleph, Bet, Tav. And so we're going to get into that so you can begin to follow us as we say these prayers and do them. And we will be in a position growing in the language of our forefathers. It's important learning this particular language because so much is being done, so much is happening that we are in the midst of a divine shift. I want to get right into this. This is a heavy topic. I really don't know how to get into this. It's heavy. Information is heavy. This is a ministry. Yeah, please. I need y'all that can. If you can, come online, because this, I want to see your faces. I want to see your faces. And it's a reason. It's a reason, because I believe today is a day of impartation. I want to be giving you some information. I'm going to be giving you some information that is needed. We ready to go there. I'm also going to be mentioning something for the coming class. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? If you can, please come on camera. I want to see your faces today. Y'all feel some kind of way if I hit my face. In Bereshit, chapter 1, can someone have their Bible, open up the Bible to Genesis chapter 1? That has a King James. King James. I would want you to read from King James because there is a Hebrew word that I want to deal with. If you have your King James Bible, could you read Genesis chapter 1, what we call Bereshit? Bereshit, Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. Can somebody help me today? Somebody, can you open up the scripts? And
in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth.
Stop right there. In the beginning, God created, and the Hebrew is Elohim, all right? Created the heavens and the earth. Read verse 2 slowly.
Hello?
And the earth was without form and void.
Stop right there. And the earth was without form and void. Now, I personally looked that up in the Hebrew. And that Hebrew, the way it reads in the Hebrew is, and if you understand, the first thing about learning Hebrew is that Hebrew is written and read from right to left. From like, okay, in modern English, we read from left to right, but in Hebrew, it starts from right to left, from right to left, all right? So when I looked at this in the Hebrew, this verse, it's pronounced Viha Aretz Haita Tahu Vavahu. Viha Aretz Haita Tahu Vavahu. Viha Aretz Haita Tahu Vavahu. What I want to focus on is Tahu Vavahu. And the earth was without form and void. Viha Aretz Haita Tahu Vavahu. Tahu Vavahu. In the beginning, that we're talking on the war against Elohim. I'm going to flip this thing today. Yah gave me clearance, and I'm going to take this into another, well, with intent, get the full message. Hi, Shaitan, if you've been taking notes, and I'm telling you, I have been fought like you would not believe. And the Almighty, the Ruach HaKodesh, reminded me, the script where it says, put on the whole armor. We cannot engage in warfare effectively. We don't have armor on. So each day as we pray, we put our armor on, right? I want to say with clarity that this war that we see in the natural is the result of what has happened in the supernatural. We are under or in the midst, in the middle of a all-out conflict. This is a race to annihilation. I was reading and got an alert from one of my sources that there is a high alert being issued from the war room of a possible nuclear altercation. That's just what just happened last month. But even more so, there have been dust storms, dust storms that have traveled from sub-Saharan Africa that are hitting the Midwest, such as Chicago. Dust storms, volcanic activity in the Pacific Ocean. Volcanoes manifesting in the Pacific Ocean that's about to blow. There is a hydrogen collider it's called the Cascade Fault, where Seattle, Washington, all the way down to the California coast, there's a collider. There is a cauldron. It's called the I can't think of its name, but it's Cascadia. And this fault line has wedged under the plate that surrounds Vancouver, Seattle, Washington. In fact, I just talked with my cousin who lives out there. I said, please, permanently move out, get away from up there. She's down in Florida now. That whole area is just a matter of not where, but when. They are seconds away. The West Coast is seconds from a catastrophic event. The same plate affects Alaska. 2 days ago, Alaska was just hit with a 7.3 major earthquake, and was then put under a major tsunami warning. You may say, well, okay, well, Rabbi, what did this all entails? Well, this is not random events. It's not climate change. What I'm about to say, this is a divine disruption. Our ancestors knew of this coming time. They talked about the heavens being shaken and something ancient that will come in the last days, something ancient. And this is rabbinical knowledge, rabbinical, prophetic, apostolic understanding, right? The ancient, prophetic, apostolic realm, the mindset, the watchers, not the watchers, the seers, the seers. They saw this coming. Some wrote it down and they called it Planet Nibiru, the return of Planet Nibiru. This is, they call it Planet X. The Sumerians called it Planet X, the destroyer. That's from the ancient Sumerian text. The ancestors, they warned of a rogue body that will pass through this dimension, this solar system, and cause a disruption possible. What the government knows, what I'm sharing with y'all, and they will be like, well, Rabbi, how do you know about this? Because I was born a prophet. So they had meetings and are concerned of a coming extinction level event. Woo, I might as well keep going. Hollywood put it out there way beforehand. People just didn't pay attention. All right. Is it an asteroid? What is it? Nibiru, Planet X? Here's the point I'm making. It's a war. It's a shift. It's a disruption, bringing earthquakes, magnetic storms. This Nibiru. Now, prophets of old warned that this will be a sign of judgment and transition. And how long do y'all believe that homosexuality, transgenderism, you're messing with genetic code? Some things the Almighty said, hold off and only share for the school of prophets coming up. So I'm going to hold off. But there's a lot of manipulation happening. The government of these United States and Britain are involved with some experiments that is causing a divine disruption, and Yahweh is not playing with them. So now, let's look again at the Hebrew word, and the earth was without form and void. Simply put, violence, wickedness, evil in dimensions and levels that's unthinkable. To understand Tahu Vabahu, I want to encourage y'all to get the Sefer translation, but I'm going to throw something else out there. I'm being won over to the Ethiopian Bible. The Ethiopian Bible, the Gai's scroll, that scroll, the Ethiopian scroll, is older than the Texas Receptus, King James. I don't want to stay on that because I want to get right to this and close. The war against Elohim. We talked about the pre-Adamic race that were wiped out. Those that have been privileged to go to seminary, Yale Divinity School, Princeton Theological Seminary, even some of the mainstream seminaries, such as Dallas Theological Seminary, where most Baptist preachers go. When it comes to this level of understanding, they glaze over the supernatural catastrophic event that took place, and they watered down their theology so that in contemporary times, you and I won't really understand the activity of the demonic realm. And sin is just a habit that has been conquered by the shedding of the blood of Yahusha and all of this. But we got all these habits that have root causes. Why do people smoke? I used to be a smoker. It got to the point, I'll take you back. A pack of Cools, but Black and Latino folk, we smoked either Cools or Newport. All right. A pack, the last time I smoked, which was 1983, that's when I got delivered off of that stuff. A pack of Newports was 45 cents. 45 cents. A carton was $24. Newports. I smoked Newports. I smoked Cools. I tried what were the cigarettes with they didn't have a tip. Paul's menthol. My uncle used to take the tar, the tobacco, and the paper, roll it up, and smoke it. That he used to tell me, boy, this is sissy cigarettes. You want to get the full effect. I even tried Marlboros, them cigarettes that on white boys smoke. Man, that stuff almost blew my lungs out. Anyway, why did folk get caught on smoking? What's beyond that addiction? It got to the point after every meal, I had to go have a cigarette.
I know that's right there.
Okay. Watch this. Because the addiction came behind it was a conspiracy to destroy. Somebody put that in the chat. A conspiracy to destroy. Thank you, Yahusha. Thank you. Somebody put that in the chat, please. A conspiracy to destroy. I feel you, Ruach HaKodesh. This conspiracy to destroy deals with food. How can we destroy them? Let's mess with their food. And their food will put steroids in them. A conspiracy to destroy. If we won't destroy you through cigarettes, we'll destroy you through your foods. And we will, and what did the slave masters, our ancestors, what did the slave masters, what did they do? They knew, the slave owners knew that who they had in captivity. They were not Hamites, they were Shemites. They were the biblical Jews, the Israelites. They read our scriptures. I'll talk about King James another time. They had King James. They read Deuteronomy. They read Leviticus. They understood our dietary laws, and the very things they did to us is they took away our diet and forced us to eat the pig. All right, I won't touch that right now. Somebody put that in the chat again. A conspiracy to destroy. A conspiracy to destroy. There were some U.S. protocols, CIA operatives, operations, Operation Phoenix, Operation Lantern. Should I go there? There was an operation where they had U.S. citizens and they drugged them with LSD. Yes, your government. Okay. I'll give the rest part two. I'm trying to get through this because I'm getting ready to go into a sabbatical. And most of the teaching and preaching is going to be done through you prophets. Yas, it's time to release the people that you've been teaching to. Senior Rabbi Makeda, the Boya, will be coordinating Friday, Saturday, and I'll let her know if Yah is giving me a word. But I'll still be teaching because I'm going to be dealing with focusing on the school of prophets and next level warfare. But at the same time, myself consecrating. And we will be talking to y'all about, a side note, the business with the patches. Because from now, all of a sudden, I'm seeing other companies trying to duplicate what we have. All of a sudden, imitation patches are coming out. But that's another topic. So since we're talking about imitation, I'm going to be dealing with an imitation people. Imitation. It looks like the real thing, but it's not the real thing. All right. And there's some people who feel threatened by my message, and I love some of them, but they keep coming at my neck. I'm gonna put them on blast. If you understood what Christianity is, you wouldn't be throwing that garbage out there, because it is about the death, burial, and resurrection of Yahusha. He did not die and shed his blood and was raised up on the third day for us to continue in living, eating lawlessness. Somebody say a conspiracy to destroy. A conspiracy to eliminate. A conspiracy to erase. We want to throw in there also a protocol called Operation London-Bridge. My. All right. a conspiracy to erase, a conspiracy to destroy. We were brainwashed. I'm talking about us as a people, our ancestors. The scriptures talk, and we will go into part 2 and show the scriptures in Daniel where they will erase. Matter of fact. Let me bother you real quick. So I want to give you some context. Psalms 83. Y'all still not coming on the camera, but that's okay. I want to begin to see your faces.
Excuse me, Rabbi, Chief Rabbi. I had a surgery. I'm sorry. My
No, it's
whole
okay.
face
It's okay.
is swollen. Yeah, my eye. I had a surgery. I'm so sorry. I'm not being disobedient.
No,
Yeah.
it's okay. It's okay, mother. It's okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Now that's understandable. All right. Okay. Psalms 83. 1. A song of Mizracha. Keep not your silence, O Elohim. Hold not your peace and be not still. Verse 2. For lo, your enemies make a tumult, and they that hate you have lifted up their head. They that hate you. I told you there's a war against Elohim. Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel. We talked about, matter of fact, that was the message we preached when we consecrated you, right? Rabbi Dr. DeBoer. Yeah, we preached that. That's your message, right? When we preached that, we consecrated you as official, as a rabbi in Baltimore. We preached that down in Baltimore. Crafty counsel, right? Well, who were the nations? And I want y'all to hold me to this, because I need to list the nations that took crafty counsel. It wasn't just America. See, when this was written, America, as we know it today, was not. Prophet Tracy, okay, you pulling on my spirit, so I'm going to drop. Let me drop. Let me help y'all. Come here for a minute. Black folk were already here. Black folk was already here. The black man, Christopher Columbus. I'm gonna have to expose that devil. He was a cannibalistic demon. He roasted children in the fire as in a barbecue over a pit and ate human beings. You won't see that in the history books. And yet they celebrate this demon as if he's the founder of America. That's a lie from hell. Black folk were already here. I didn't say Hebrews. They were Moors. They were Moors. The Moors also were a part of the crafty council. Spain, Gomer, German, Italy. Okay, let me. I'm going to show you AI technology in a minute. AI listens. They don't. It's so much to cover. I'm having a conversation with you, and all of a sudden my phone activates, and you know, that newsie, she wants to add to the conversation. So let me turn this phone off. But they still got their ways of listening, you know. But it's okay. We're not afraid. And as a matter of fact, do y'all remember that Terminator movie in the 80s? That movie Terminator. Stay out of the chat. Hold on to your notes. Hold on. Keep that in mind. Just stay with the flow. Thank you. Arnold Schwarzenegger had a movie who was of German descent. I'm saying something for a reason. The movie Terminator, The Rise of the Machines, where the machines saw that they don't need humans, so we will replace the human life. We will banish them. We will erase them, and everything else will be machine. We were entertained by that. But those of us that are prophets, we were warned. We knew what was coming. 2 years ago in Japan, and y'all didn't hear this in the news, they was trying to cover this up. But see, I'm spilling tea because I'm going somewhere with this. They created these robots. An era took place, and the robots killed 200 Japanese workers. And in a firestorm, in a hurry to shut them all down, they was able to shut 29 of them down and eliminate them and take out their circuit or whatever it is to disable them. But one robot, as it was being disabled, contacted an orbiting satellite and downloaded data of how it can rebuild itself and start up without the aid of human assistance. This happened in Japan. Rabbi, where are you going with this? A conspiracy to erase. The technology that is before our face, we are looking at literal fallen angel technology that's leading many to be erased. You don't think no more. The machine thinks for you. You don't know how to do mathematical equations with the mind. The machine does it for you. It's taking over your creativity and fighting to replace your spirituality. So they're doping up the people, causing addictions, smoking cigarettes. Where does that come from? Trace it back to a root. See, you can kick the habit, right? But what is the root? The key to the fruit is the root. What is the root cause? It deals with an infestation of perversion. It goes way beyond the psychological realm, the soulish realm. A door in the spirit world was open. And it may have been passed down genetically. So now we must understand there is an angelic war that manifests and attacks the war, brings the war, the angelic war, to the genetics of man. Man not born homosexual. That was a curse attacking genetically in his spiritual part of him. And you may think that's a psychological thing. No, it's a curse. A door was open. Man has the power to open doors of curses way down 10 generations. So some of us are suffering because of some bad decision, some supernatural act, some curse thing that our ancestor, our great grandfather did, that had nothing to do with you and I, but we are suffering the repercussion. But through the blood of Yahusha and the power of his word, the Torah, we can bring an end to that stuff and shut the door. Why is our young men full of rage and anger? Praying folk are going to have to learn how to skillfully go into the spirit realm and close doors, and then teach how to keep them doors closed. Let me share something with y'all. When I was delivered from smoke, let's deal with smoking. When I was delivered from smoking, 1983, you think, oh, I didn't have the urge no more? Every now and then, an urge to put a cigar in my mouth. Let me tell you, look at me. I'm a Philadelphia Eagle fan through and through. We are two-time Super Bowl champions. We are the defending Super Bowl champions. My quarterback is Jalen motherfreaking Hurts. Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl champion, MVP. I'm going somewhere with me. Guess who's mentoring him? He has a thirst about him. There's a seriousness. He has a kill mentality. I see the same thing that was in Kobe. That mentality, they call it the Mamba mentality, kill shot. But who mentored, the same mentor that mentored Kobe is mentoring Jalen Hurts? And who is it? Michael Jordan, his greatness. Michael Jordan, 6-time NBA champion, Chicago Bulls. All right? Now, he's mentoring Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts has picked up that killer instinct, but he also picked up a bad habit from his mentor. I'm saying something, y'all. Michael Jordan, when he won his titles, what do you see him putting in his mouth? A cigar. A stogie, as we call them in Philly. Philly blunt, all right? But it was a stogie, fat cigar, right? We saw all the mobsters used to, all those arrogant mobsters, they put a fat stogie, right? Chicago Bulls, they win the world championship. You see Michael Jordan with that stogie, that cigar. Philadelphia Eagles this year put belt the booty to the Kansas City Chiefs, tore their tails up. And what do you see our Super Bowl MVP champion, Jalen Hurts, doing? He got that cigar in his mouth. He just came from a vacation with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is mentoring him. Good. But he's also got some bad habits from Michael Jordan. That cigar. What am I saying? Some of our habits, nasty genetically, is because of who, is it possible, who we allow mentor us? Is it through generational curses? How come we didn't know that murder is running rampant in our community because some grandfather, some ancestor opened the door for murder, rape, perversion to operate? And I'm gonna pause for a minute. I got to say this. There's no way in hell you born and Yah sanctifies your lesbian relationship. Yah do not celebrate you two men being married. Two men cannot have a baby. Two women cannot have a baby. The purpose, the scriptures, the Torah says, for man and woman, for the purpose of sex is to create seed. These are satanic tactics that he has woven within the fabrics of our understanding, and some churches are accepting it. And I'm calling you out, Dr. Jamal Bryant. You want to talk about boycotting Target, okay, but then you turn around and was the speaker at a same gender loving church. Who the hell are you fooling? What am I pointing? All what I'm sharing with you, the habits of smoking can be traced genetically to somebody making a bad decision, opening doors. Well, that right there is not only a bad decision, it's perversion. And I will not align myself with anybody that's same gender loving and anybody that's for abuse of children and sex trafficking. Okay. It's a conspiracy to erase. What did we say? Put up in the chat again, Prophet Tracy. What did we say in the chat? It's a conspiracy to conspire, to destroy, to erase. Tahu Vavahu, a conspiracy to destroy. Tahu Vavahu. And the earth was without form and void. I have enough children. But spiritually, Yah commanded me to produce more. But it was never his will for man to get cancer. prostate cancer. I underwent surgery for prostate cancer, 2019. Successful. I want to share something with you. Rabbi Dr. Makeda Deboya. Okay, let me ask y'all. Can I drop an atom bomb right now? Can I drop this bomb? Y'all ready for this bomb? Y'all ready for this? Is this too heavy for y'all? Because I'm about to say something. I'm about to say something. Prophet Tracy, repeat that. Repeat what I put in the chat again. Repeat that word. Just unmute and repeat it again. A conspiracy to what? Unmute. Just unmute and say it.
Sure.
Conspiracy to destroy.
I learned this after going back to work at SEPTA, being cleared at medical. Yah used a female nurse practitioner to give me this knowledge. Prostate cancer is not genetic. It is engineering. Here we go. They encouraged in the 70s in the public school in Philadelphia, they encouraged sex education. I can only talk for what I was exposed to. In the fifth grade, Pennypacker Elementary, we sat in an auditorium under the program by Project Planned Parenthood, sex education. We were all little kids, subjugated to a porno movie, because that's what it was. And our innocence was snatched away. No more Sesame Street. No more electric company. Our innocence was gone. And we started having sex. And then they said, oh, protect yourselves. They were giving out condoms. In Philly, we used to say, oh, we got to go get a rubber. And they had some lubricant on that rubber, right? So you strap on a rubber and you go into the female. The lubricant contains a chemical that when the male put it on, it goes through his urethra and it starts carcinogens where his prostrate is. And it may take 10 years or 20 years, but it formulates cancer. The same chemicals, the lubricant, goes up into the female. Next thing you know, she has cervical cancer. So to take it out, she can no longer have kids. He can no longer produce kids. So what did they accomplish? The loss to produce seed. a conspiracy to erase. Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, orchestrated a brainwashing, a implantation of sexual activity through films in the public school. And then she set up Planned Parenthood offices. Margaret Sanger was a eugenist. Guess what? She hated Black folk. She was a white woman who wanted to exterminate Black people. See, you Khazarian Jews harp about Hitler. And you come up with this 6 million in your Holocaust. But damn if we talk about what King Leopold did in the Congo, wiping out 50 million Africans. But y'all don't talk about that. Or you don't talk, or nobody wants to call out Margaret Sanger, who was a female Hitler herself, who orchestrated Planned Parenthood. Well, why we need Planned Parenthood? We got to get them to have sex. So we strip away their identity, expose them to pornographic images right in public school. We're going to dope up their food with steroids. So now young girls who should be flat-chested got the breasts of a 30-year-old and she's only 10. They're developing hairs down their vagina. They're developing roundness to their buttocks and hips and developing breasts because steroids is in their food. That's related to this government project that worked with Margaret Sanger, over-sexualized, over-stimulated. Y'all getting a word today. Because this is a war. This is a deviant, planned attack of extermination. Margaret Sanger, Satan gave her the idea. But guess who helped her with her funding? I can't even call the white evangelicals out for this one. Do you know who helped her? She went to Harlem, New York. The Black Baptist pastors, damn all of y'all, helped her. That's why if you are a Black pastor, it's easy to understand why you're a Democrat. Because you've been selling us out for the longest. Listen, y'all, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. And I'm going to go in detail with this in my book, Yah Spares My Life. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. People look like us, talk like us, sound like us, are the ones that gave Margaret Sanger a seat at the table to exterminate. And I'm calling it out today. Because if y'all understood the truth, how in depth this war is. Brainwashing, whitewashing, replacing a region of the indigenous people. Wow. Lying, creating a false map, false geographies, preaching a false gospel, changing the names. This is all a conspiracy to erase. Tahu Vavahu. Is manifesting even right now. Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, Elohim created the heaven and the earth. That was a perfect creation. That is where he created the angelic realm. Angelic division. There was different angelic division. There was levels of worship, dimensions of worship. There was a pre-Adamic creation. There was life on other planets. There was life on Saturn. There was life on Mars. There was life. There was life beaming all throughout the dimension, different dimensions. And Satan turned Yahashatan, whose biblical name is not Lucifer, is Hillel. He was the choir worshiper. See, worship music has a dimension. There's a dimension. There's a rhythm. There's a level to it. Okay. Y'all remember the movie, The Five Heartbeats? Is that the movie I'm thinking about? The Five Heartbeats. You remember that song? Okay, I'm going to close. I'm going to have to close because we got to be back tonight for prayer. Y'all remember that song? Night like this, I wish raindrops will fall. Y'all know what I'm talking. Is that the movie from the movie Five Heartbeats? Huh? Well, you remember they was trying to shine on them. It was a constant. It was a singing contest, group against groups, and they was doing all those theatrical. Okay, y'all remember they tried to mess them up with gave them a piano player. They didn't know how to rhyme with him and played the music to flow with him, and so they kicked him off the piano and they harmonized. And as they was harmonized, the girls in the audience acting like they was being overstimulated and falling out. I remember them times where you could get a girl if you knew how to sing. I went to Martin Luther King High School before I got kicked out. You know, I was a part of the sports there, and I remember there was a group that came through Martin Luther King. They started at Martin Luther King, Pieces of a Dream. West Oakland, nothing but a bunch of singers and musicians, all through Philadelphia. There's a couple groups that Hal Melvin and Blue Notes from Philly. There's a couple groups that's from Philly. We know music.
Stylistic.
Thank you. The stylistics. Come on.
Eddie and Booney's my uncle. Yes, the twin.
Yeah. Okay. Man, listen. We know music. We know music. It ain't just Patti LaBelle. Come on. We know music. Get somewhere and sit down, Jill Scott. Come on. We know music. We know music. Something about the music that's filling the air. Come on, y'all mess with me. Y'all remember that song, right? We didn't have to rape no girls. All we had to do is La 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 la. I love you. The Delphonics. Y'all remember that? Maybe y'all too young to remember the Delphonics. The music had a message. And the message was mesmerizing. I'm saying something, y'all. But this hip hop, this gangster rap, and now drill. What the hell is drill music? And the fruit
As
is
this the
murder.
music.
Huh? What is it?
Drill music is one another dissing one another. That's why they killing people through all out the city because they dissing one another. If
But
you go on YouTube and watch it, they talk and they tell how they killed somebody.
must be a message in the music. A conspiracy
Yes.
to erase. Satan is all what I'm doing is exposing or taking you on a journey. And you're all over the place. Well, I want y'all to go back on the YouTube channel and listen to everything that was taught. We done covered how they brought about prostate cancer and cervical cancer. We're going to talk all about that. Project Artichoke, Project Lantern. We're going to talk about where you at, Ariya Benyahmin, because you know about this. What is that project that they use when they doped up the soldiers with LSD? Operation come on, Ariya. Now you quiet. I want you to talk. Now you quiet. You know what I'm talking about. Operation. It's in my notes somewhere. I'll the next time I come and talk about this, I'll
I wish I knew. Was it? It's not Operation Paperclip. I wish I knew.
Operation Paperclip is another one, but it's Operation.
Drugs.
They use LSD. They use LSD.
There's Operation MK Ultra.
Thank you. Stop.
Operation.
Thank you. MK Ultra. The people don't have a clue what Operation MK Ultra is still going on. They inject
Can you
women.
dive in it?
Huh?
Can you dive in MK Ultra? But I see a few
I'm gonna have
videos.
to. It's
It
that
was
that's gonna
used
take.
on Kanye West and
Calm down. That's gonna take another Zoom meeting, all in itself, to talk about MK Ultra, because I'm going to show you how MK Ultra led to the birthing of the crack cocaine epidemic. Then I'm gonna have to call out Pablo Escobar and Ronald Reagan and Olive North, and what was that all about, and how they flipped and hijacked the Bloods and the Crips into becoming gangsters when they were people of peace, feeding the neighborhoods. Oh, y'all don't believe that happened? Okay, right here in Philadelphia. I remember in the late 60s, early 70s, they stripped the Black Panther Party on Columbia Avenue, which is now Cecil B. Moore. Come on, my older Philadelphians on here. And they stripped them buck-ass naked and put their pictures on the Philadelphia Bulletin. Front news cover. I remember that. I remember after they killed Dr. King, I remember Cecil B. Moore Avenue, now it's called Columbia Avenue, businesses burned to the ground. Okay, I remember when they dropped a bomb and blew up and burned down 2 city blocks in West Philadelphia. Hello, Move, May of 1985. So, well, it's a psyop. MK Ultra. It's a psyop. You believe, don't let your eyes deceive you. You are seeing things being erased, people being erased. How many of y'all remember when our people used to have corner stores? How many of y'all ever believe that? Y'all remember that, right? Y'all remember that, right? Black-owned businesses. Y'all remember that, right? The grocery stores. We had our own grocery stores, right? Oh, do y'all remember we had Black Wall Street? The Tulsa massacre.
Yes.
A woman confronted Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton about, well, what about the Tulsa massacre? Do you know what that heifer said? Oh, I'm going to have to research that and get back to you. But you don't hear these black pastors, nobody talking about what they did in the Tulsa massacre. Oh, you owe billions of dollars, America. And Trump is your judgment. That's why I'm telling y'all don't get caught up in this nonsense. Nobody went to jail for when they bombed Osage Avenue in 1985. Nobody went to jail. Nobody. And they're still drugging your children. I want to call out again, you black pastors. Instead of supporting these public schools, if you got a real ministry, you should open up a school yourself and pull them children out and take the tithes and offerings. Turn in your Mercedes Benz and get yourself a Honda, or even so, ride a bicycle. Invest the money back, get a school, and get them kids educated so you can decolonize. Our people need to get decolonized. You've been brainwashed by the colonizers so much. That's why they can't stand people like Dr. The boy from the psychologist from Philadelphia. I mean, he's radical. He's not born again, but he's talking a lot of truth. Y'all know Dr. Umar Effendi Johnson. Umar Johnson. He's telling the truth. Let me show you the brainwashing. When a black successful man in sports, I'm about to say something, and he gets successful, what is he programmed to do? Get himself, I don't want to get cut off of Facebook just yet, get himself a snow bunny, marry himself a snow bunny. But when he was broke and poor, he had himself a sister. But now you done got yourself a scholarship and you're in college. Now you done got drafted by the NBA, NFL. You done got yourself a snow bunny. As much as I love Saquon Barkley, he got himself a snow bunny. Now my quarterback, he's showing it right. He's showing love to our sisters. The point I'm getting ready to go is they're programming these men, black men, to hate black women and get yourself something other than. There was a brother, I was going off, snapping. I wanted to call in and go in on him. He teaches, listen, this is why didn't I, what's the brother, he died 2 years ago. What was his name? Always getting on black women. What's his name? Black young men calling him uncle. What was his name? He died 2 years ago.
I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. It's that preacher that
He wasn't
died
a
of
preacher.
heart attack.
No, actually,
wish
he
I
was a
knew
preacher. What's his name? What's his name? What's his name? Always talking about black women overweight and I can't think of, you know what? The point is,
Yeah, glasses on. I know who you're talking about.
yeah,
And he got
the point is, you watch men that talks against black women and encourage you to get yourself something else. They are part of MK Ultra, the conspiracy to erase. If you don't have, listen, y'all. Somebody may say, well, I thought you were black and Puerto Rican. Well, let me help y'all out. And to you that's going to listen to this broadcast, and you're Dominican, and you are Cuban, or you are Puerto Rican, you are not white. And I know they want to tell you, you know, because your skin is lighter, or you may be dark, and if you're darker, to hate yourself, and this is nonsense. It is a conspiracy to erase you. You have an identity problem. I don't have an identity crisis. I know that they killed off the Taino people, which were an indigenous people, a people of color. The Nigerian, they were Hebraic people. The Spaniards, who were colonized by the Moors. The Spaniards were the colonizer, but they had previously been colonized by the Moors. So they did not have pure European blood. So you had black on black crimes going on, the colonization. So they took the Tainos. The Spaniards colonized them, and they took the Nigerians and they put them on an island that was previously called Old San Juan, and they renamed it Puerto Rico. So you Puerto Ricans, you are mixed with Spain, Nigerian, and Taino. In translation, you're black. You're black. You're black. Well, I'm Latino. Well, I am an African Latino. I'm black. You will not race me with these, well, I'm not black, I'm Dominican. I'm not black, I'm Venezuelan. I'm busting all that up. You're being erased. Your mind is already erased. Kevin Samuels, yeah, that devil. He was an agent. He was an agent. You don't get to me to pray life for you, and you up here saying, get rid of black women. You assaulting black women. The conspiracy to erase. I saw the movie Sinners. And I saw the message it was conveying. I saw Tahu Vavahu in action. Tahu Vavahu. Give up your humanity. Become a vampire. Become supernatural. Tahu Vavahu. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness. Tahu Vavahu. Violence. Blood drinking. Yeah, hey, y'all drawing if you understand what I'm giving you. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about Ukraine another time. I'm gonna end this. There are things biologically systematically erasing us, draining us of vitality. And so to combat that, Yah has blessed my daughter, Prophetess Tracy, my daughter, Rabbi Dr. Yahud, my daughter, Rabbi Dr. Makeda Deboya Ahime, with a business opportunity, as well as an opportunity to gain strength, sleep, aches and joints. There are patches, different patches for that, right? And we will do I'm gonna let them at their discretion do, and I'm gonna do a Zoom call next week on our page. I'm gonna invite everyone. I'm gonna even put it on YouTube, Facebook, and let them do the talking. But we have to fight for our health, to take back our health, our peace, our shalom. Satan is trying to erase you. MK Ultra. The government. I'm gonna close. It's gonna be a part 2. Wait a minute. This is part 3. It's gonna be a part 4. MK Ultra. The same scientists, Ashkenazi Khazarians, the J folk, that this conspiracy, I started off pointing at Hashatan, Hillel, right? Y'all heard that. Y'all remember me starting this teaching off that way, right? Satan wants to wipe out the creation of Elohim. Y'all heard me say that, right? Now, we done went through several synopses and things that's happening. Now, he gave forbidden knowledge to these Ashkenazi Khazarian folk to split an atom, create nuclear power, nuclear missiles. They tested it out, dropped the bomb on Nagasaki and Hiroshima and Nagasaki, World War II. Oh, it's a lot I can tell you about. They dropped napalm in Vietnam. Napalm. They were at war telling the American people to send your young. We need help against communism. Viet Cong. While they were fighting the communist regime in Vietnam, North Vietnam, while they was fighting, the CIA was doing business with the leaders of the Northern Communist Party in Vietnam and flooding the streets of America with heroin. The movie American Gangster, that was a true story. A black man, a black Hebrew Israelite from New York got in touch with the same connect in North Vietnam and ran heroin up in New York. Frank Lewis. So while our soldiers was fighting North Vietnam, how did the enemy, when the CIA, I almost said something. The CIA is in bed, in business with them. Okay. MK Ultra. Project Naomi. Project Lantern. It's a covert plan to erase. I'll continue by the grace of the Most High next week. I've been holding this for a minute. Let me close. Let me show y'all a physical move that the Khazarian Jews did. I'm going to talk about this by the grace of the Most High. The Rothschild family had Britain and America to sign a treaty, a declaration that after the war, this declaration was called the Balfour Declaration. It was created in 1917, and it says at the end of World War II, the US government and Britain will help secure a land in Palestine. They call it Palestine. That our people can call home and create a state called Israel. The Balfour Declaration. 1869. Do you know what these demons did in 1869? This is before 1906. In 1869, the white man went over there and dug something called the Suez Canal. They cut a landmass and separated a landmass and created something called the Suez Canal, separating the so-called land of Israel, deconnecting it from Africa. Even though the Suez Canal is man-made, Israel is a part of the continent of Africa. That, I close. We'll continue this. We want to, at this time, 5 minutes. If anybody have any questions, 5 minutes. And then we will also like to give you our Cash App. We need your support. This is a ministry. Even though we don't have a physical building, your tithes and offerings keep this ministry afloat. Help pays for the internet and the streams so we can trumpet this truth. Your tithes, 10%. And your offerings is keeping all this flow. We're not trying to get rich. We're trying to enrich you with knowledge, wisdom, spiritually, as well as financially. Hallelujah. So at this time, somebody put it in the chat. Our Cash App is $ Yosef Yisrael #7. $ Yosef Yisrael #7. $ Yosef Yisrael #7. Okay. I see that you have your hand up. So keep it quick because we get ready to close. Go ahead. Your hand up. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, thank you, Rabbi Yosef. You mentioned MK Ultra earlier, and I put in earlier how MK Ultra caused us all to hate a country that as two countries that accept black people. I mean, one was Russia, the other one was Mexico, but a lot of people don't know about the Afro-Mexicans because most of them were African American. Same with Russia.
You know, it's funny, but it's not funny. Do you know who preserved the Ethiopian Bible? Do you know who preserved it? Russia. Russia because of this war that's going on and America trying to mute and destroy. Vladimir Putin said, okay, y'all forgot that I'm a born again Christian, that I believe in Christ. Let me show you the Christ that y'all putting out there in America. We're gonna show you ancient pictures that they preserved the Ethiopian Bible in Russia. We're going back 2nd centuries. They opened the vaults and you see a black Mary holding a black baby named Yahusha. All the apostles were black. Yeah, Russia. So this war is deep. It's psychological, it's spiritual. And from that, anybody else have a question or comment? Real quick. Just unmute about what I taught. You got to unmute. Nobody have a question or comment? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to read, if I can.
Go
I
ahead.
just wanted to be, if I was led by the Lord, to read Malachi 3:11. So I will prevent pests from devouring, this is the King James Version, devouring your crops, and the vines in your fields will not drop their fruit before it's ripe, says the Lord. So God is commanding us to pay our tithes and our offerings, because what happens is when we don't, the devourer just goes and eats up everything.